What's up, everyone? Welcome back to TinselTalk. I'm Matt Herron, and you are now locked into my Hollywood hotspot. The Oscars are approaching fast, but I'm saving that discussion for a different day. Today, we're here to talk popcorn. Big actor, big action, big money blockbusters, sprinkled with some must-know industry news. Let's do this. All right, in case you missed the Super Bowl or just happened to turn it off, which I don't blame you if you did, some major trailers made their debuts during the breaks. I'm going to start off with the film closest to release right now. Based on the best-selling novel, next month Lionsgate brings us the adaptation of Divergent. Divergent, a thought-provoking thriller, takes place in a dystopian world where families live among social groups known as factions. At the age of 16, young adults must decide to stay with the faction they were raised in or leave for a different life, in which case they would agree to never see their family again. As the film's main character, Tris Pryor, played by Shailene Woodley, approaches her sweet 16, so does a decision that will change her life forever. Let's check out a clip from the movie, which hits theaters on March 21st.
The only way our society can survive is for each of you to claim your rightful place. Today, you will take a test that will help you discover who you truly are. The future belongs to those who know where they belong. You ready?
This isn't real.
Your results were inconclusive.
This was supposed to tell me what to do. We're supposed to trust the test.
Didn't work on you. They call it Divergent. You can't let them find out about you. They're always watching. You have to hide, or they'd never expect to find you.
Early concerns have surfaced that the film may be a little too similar to The Hunger Games. However, diehards of the book series seem to think there's room for two at this party, with Divergent providing a distinguished plot and some edgy action. Moving on to a film that follows Divergent this April, Marvel Comics returns Chris Evans as Steve Rogers for the Captain America sequel, The Winter Soldier. Following a catastrophic event in New York City, Captain America is enlisted by S.H.I.E.L.D. leader Nick Fury to team up with the Black Widow and the Falcon as they unravel a complicated conspiracy and take down some deadly assassins. The film notes Cap is still adjusting to the world when he receives the call, and I'm most personally excited to see Scarlett Jo reprise her role as the Black Widow, but the movie all around looks awesome. Let's take a look at a clip.
I can't let that happen. Captain America needs my help. When do we start?
We just did.
The price of freedom is high. And it's a price I'm willing to pay.
You told me not to trust anyone. This is how it ends. Everything goes.
Looks like you're giving the orders now, Captain.
Damn right.
The Winter Soldier debuts April 4th, and outside of Ant-Man later this year will be the last major Marvel film before the Avengers 2. Let's talk some news quick. Last Friday, in a classy goodbye from NBC, Jay Leno did his final show as the host of The Tonight Show. Leno's run lasted 22 years in total when he officially stepped down and passed the baton to former host of The Late Night Show, Jimmy Fallon. A lot of media coverage was given to Jay's exit, with his show driving career ratings in recent years, in addition to the publicity of this technically being Jay's second exit from NBC after almost giving up his time slot to Conan O'Brien in 2010. Still, I think it's safe to say that this is Mr. Leno's final farewell. Seth Meyers is set to succeed Fallon on The Late Night Show, and in a recent 60 Minutes interview, Jay discussed his future plans, possibly hosting a new show on NBC featuring collector cars. Let's have a quick look back at some of the highlights from Jay's emotional goodbye.
I have never worked with a more professional group of people in my life. They get paid good money, and they do a good job. And when the guys and women on this show would show me the new car they bought or the house up the street here in Burbank that one of the guys got, I felt I played a bigger role in their success as they played in mine. And that was just a great feeling. And I'm really excited for Jimmy Fallon. You know, it's fun to kind of be the old guy and sit back here and see where the next generation takes this great institution. And it really is. It's been a great institution for 60 years. I am so glad I got to be a part of it. But it really is time to go. Hand it off to the next guy. It really is. And in closing, I want to quote Johnny Carson, who was the greatest guy to ever do this job. And he said, "I bid you all a heartfelt good night."
We'll definitely miss you, Jay. Looking ahead to some exciting local news, last summer the city of Detroit was given the opportunity to host Michael Bay's latest installment of Transformers: The Age of Extinction. Much has been speculated about the majority of the cast being replaced in T4 with new actors. However, bringing the likes of Mark Wahlberg and new hotties Nicola Peltz and Abigail Klein should give The Age of Extinction plenty of legs to stand on. As of now, few story details have been released. However, we do know that an artifact is discovered, causing another war between alien forces, and the film is chock full of new cars, Dinobots, and as always, some epic fight scenes with my boy, Optimus Prime. Autobots unite.
Everybody stick behind me.
Can't wait to watch the robots throw down in Motown. Moving on into another action flick that you may have seen trailers for at the Super Bowl, let's talk Peter Parker. Director Mark Webb reunites his cast in New York City for the sequel to his web-spun adventure, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Returning to the film is Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy, and introducing two new villains to the film, we have Jamie Foxx as Electro and Paul Giamatti as the Rhino. The film again focuses around Oscorp, former workplace of Peter's father and research site for World Technologies. Inside Oscorp, a team of evil scientists are formulating a plot to take over the world and, more importantly, eliminate Spider-Man for good. Let's have a look at a clip.
This is bigger than you, Peter.
I made a choice. This is my path.
Soon, everyone in the city will know how it feels to live in a world without power, without mercy, without Spider-Man.
Really impressed with how well Marvel keeps stepping their game up. Now, before we finish up the show with some monkey business, I'd like to touch briefly on the sad and unfortunate news that made its way into Hollywood headlines last week. On February 2nd, Philip Seymour Hoffman was found dead in his Manhattan apartment after a reported heroin overdose. It was well known for a while that Hoffman had struggled with a drug addiction, and while he rests in a better place now, he will be greatly missed by his family, friends, and fans. Hoffman was widely known for his roles in films like Capote, Boogie Nights, and most recently, The Master. He is survived by his 3 children and lifelong partner, Mimi O'Donnell. Let's take a quick look back at Mr. Hoffman and his Academy Award-winning role, Capote.
Article about the killings in Kansas. I think that's what I want to write about. Hello, my name is Truman Capote. I was in Marilyn's apartment just last week. The 4 Matisses hang on her wall. 2 are upside down. Kansas Bureau of Investigation, KBI. But we're not looking for any inside information. I don't care if you catch whoever did this.
I care.
Because since I was a child, folks have thought they had me pegged because of, the way I talk. And they're always wrong. You will be stunned by Perry Smith. Who took care of you as a child?
Orphanage.
It's as if Perry and I grew up in the same house. He stood up and went out the back door, while I went out the front.
Guilty.
What is the sentence?
Death.
When I think how good my book can be, I can hardly...
May you rest in peace, Philip Seymour Hoffman. We will miss you. Okay, and on to a lighter note. In my last trailer of the day, check out this teaser featuring Caesar and his gorilla squad in The Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
We've been through hell together. We spent 4 years, 4 years, fighting that virus and then another 4 fighting each other. It was chaos. But you all know what we're up against.
I need to speak to Caesar!
And I want you to know, it's not just about power, it's about giving us the hope to rebuild and reclaim the world we lost.
Looks pretty serious. The Dawn of the Planet of the Apes will again feature James Franco and is set to debut May 23rd this summer. That's all I've got for you today. Make sure you turn in next week for a very special Oscar special featuring everything you'll need to know about the nominees at this year's Academy Awards. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at TinselTalk for more trailer releases and all the latest and greatest in movie news. Thanks for watching.